Hello everyone. This video discusses how to find your IP address and MAC address and explores some additional useful commands using the command prompt on Windows or the terminal on Mac and Linux. This method is quick, efficient, and widely used in technical environments. Before diving into code, it's important to understand the distinction between private and public IP addresses. A private IP address is assigned to devices within a local network and is non-routable outside of it, meaning it cannot be directly accessed from the Internet. This setup exists to enhance security by creating a barrier between your internal devices and potential external threats. For instance, if a corporate database server has a private IP, it remains shielded from unauthorized access because no direct route exists for malicious actors on the Internet to reach it. On the other hand, a public IP address is routable and serves as the outward-facing identifier for your network, allowing communication with external systems like websites or cloud services. By keeping private IPs isolated, networks can better control access, reduce exposure to cyber attacks, and maintain a safer environment for sensitive data and operations. First, let's focus on finding your private IP address. This is the address assigned to your device by your router within your local network. The steps differ slightly depending on whether you're using Windows, Mac, or Linux, but the process is straightforward in all cases. If you're on Windows, press the Windows key on your keyboard, type command prompt, and select Run as Administrator. Once the command prompt window is open, type the following command and press Enter, ipconfig/all. Note that there is a space before the flag /all. Look for the section labeled Wireless LAN Adapter Wi-Fi if you're connected via Wi-Fi, or Ethernet Adapter Ethernet if you're using a wired connection. Under that section, you'll see an entry called IPv4 address. This is your private IP address, and it will usually look something like 192.168.x.x or 10.x.x.x. In addition to the IP address, you can also find your MAC address using the same ipconfig/all command. In the same section where you found your IPv4 address, look for an entry labeled physical address. This is your MAC address, and it will look something like 00182B3C4D5E. The MAC address is a unique identifier assigned to your network interface card, NIC. The first half of this address uniquely identifies the organization that manufactured the NIC. If you're on a Mac or Linux, open the terminal application. On a Mac, you can find it by searching for terminal using Spotlight Search, CMD plus space. On Linux, you can usually find it in the Applications menu. Once the terminal is open, type the following command and press Enter, ifconfig. Look for the network interface you're currently using. If you're connected via Wi-Fi, it will likely be named something like N0 or LAN0. If you're using Ethernet, it might be F0. Under the relevant interface, you'll see an entry labeled INET. The number next to it is your private IP address, which will also look something like 192.168.x.x or 10.x.x.x or an address in the 172.16x.x 172.31.x.x range. To find your MAC address, look for the entry labeled Ether under the same network interface. This is your MAC address, and it will look something like 00:1A, 2B, 3C, 4D, 5E. Just like on Windows, the MAC address is a unique identifier for your network interface.